This first case Articles on the Go feature is titled The Perioperative Efficiency Continuum, written by Paul Wafer, B.S., M.B.A., R.N. When you take into consideration all of the variables that can impact the perioperative continuum, it is hard to believe that so many cases proceed without a hitch. There are literally over 100 steps involved in the process of scheduling and performing a surgical procedure. Any one of those steps can create a delay if not performed properly. It's not just proper performance of the process that matters, it's also the timing. In other words, there are both sequential processes and parallel processes that have to be performed like a symphony orchestra to perform a flawless case. The very first step in the process is to have good governance. This means that you have the key stakeholders involved in setting the rules, establishing goals, monitoring progress, and holding everyone accountable for their role and impact on the process. When process errors are identified, those in governance must call them out and help determine what additional measures are needed to regain compliance. Once the decision is made in the physician's office to perform surgery, the critical next step is to schedule it properly, with the correct procedure, correct laterality, and any special equipment or other needs. Ideally, this process should be as standardized as possible and work seamlessly with the surgery information and scheduling system. Prior to the day of surgery, huddles should occur between surgery and SPD department to ensure that the correct preference list is being utilized and the appropriate instrumentation and materials will be available. On the day of surgery, the room must be prepared properly with the right instrumentation and equipment, appropriate staffing, and in a consistent manner. This will lead to the best intraoperative care while minimizing intraoperative time. Finally, the turnover of the room should be choreographed in such a way that it results in a well-cleaned and organized surgical environment, ready for the setup of the next case. The third process we need to look at is the Peri-Anesthesia Department. This is the first contact that the patient may have with the hospital. Their essential role in assuring that the patient is fit for surgery as well as educated is key to the minimization of cancellation and maximization of optimum outcomes on the day of surgery. Standards should be set for consistent timing for patient outreach and algorithms followed for patient testing and workups, preoperative education, and data collection and completion. When these steps are completed properly, the admission of the patient on the day of surgery can proceed seamlessly without delays. Finally, if the patient has been prepared and optimized preoperatively, the immediate postoperative phase should generally lead to an uneventful and rapid recovery. The last process that must be addressed is also the one that is often the most underappreciated for their importance in the efficient delivery of patient care. That's the sterile processing department. Are supplies set up and labeled in such a way that they are easily identifiable and locatable? Can they be pulled and put on case carts in an efficient manner? Is there good communication with the OR so that rapid turnaround of instruments is both minimized and managed in a safe and reliable way? Does the decontamination process ensure that the IFUs are followed properly to reduce the potential for retained bioburden? Once cleaned, are the instruments inspected and tested prior to assembling the tray? Is the tray assembled and wrapped or closed completely and correctly? Finally, is the appropriate method of sterilization with the correct parameters being utilized so that the instruments can be returned to service as soon as possible? When all four elements are working in a synchronized manner, you will have a very efficient perioperative program. And when everything is working smoothly and efficiently, it allows us to give patients the very best surgical care and helps ensure that our patients have a great surgical experience. As always, thanks for listening to this episode of First Case Articles on the Go.